Julie and I first met, we did a contest night, what was it called? Talent night for the ground cover news, if anyone's familiar with that, it supports the homeless in the city. So we had a bunch of people come and perform. It was a wild and crazy night. Julian was there and I was very impressed by what he had done, and he has been back once since then. So I'm glad to have him back for the third time, technically. We have copies of his book on the table back there, if you're interested. It looks like this.
Gets the job done.
It's right by the food.
Julian Trulove, everyone. Thanks, Julian.
Hi, everyone. So, of course, my name is Julian. I'm a student at Washington Community College. I study journalism, and I also work at the downtown Ann Arbor District Library. If you're lucky, you'll see me. I'm usually in the back hiding amongst all the books. But yeah, I've been writing poetry since I was in high school, and so it's only recently that I've started to get serious about it. And of course, I have a book out now, so that's a start, I suppose. So this first poem is called The Poem Writer's Song, and I don't know if anybody is familiar with Poetry Town. It's like this thing, every April there will be a poem in like a shop, storefront, like coffee shops. So this poem is going to be featured in someplace. I'm not sure yet exactly, but it's going to be featured in a storefront sometime this April. So without further ado, this is The Poem Writer's Song. Even a dead tree by the side of the sidewalk, or radio static in the cloak of midnight darkness, can be beautiful to a broken heart. One who has felt the bite of frost can traverse frozen rivers without fear of falling through. And for those whose skin has tasted the burn of the summer sun, the taste is delightfully sweet, maybe even craved. Through the eyes of those who wear love-tinted shades, the world is beautiful, whether it is filled with blue skies and flowers or dark skies and flames. We may wear many masks. One may be comedy, one may be tragedy, but underneath false exteriors lies a heart and smile that are soft yet unbreakable. All right, so this next one is called Bird Funeral. And I got the inspiration for this after my cat had killed a starling and left it on our front porch for me to find. And so I was making a cup of tea one morning and I look out my window, there's a bunch of starlings just like on our front porch just calling out, and I'm just standing there watching it and I'm like, huh, it's a bird funeral. And everything just kind of fell into place from there. So here is Bird Funeral. The cry of the starling pierces the silence of the snow in February. Silver dagger ice, large enough to kill a man, looms overhead. All the land is blanketed by the Arctic. Meanwhile, the birds grieve the loss of a fallen comrade, taken away by a predator. The starlings send their sharp cries to the wind, intense, plaintive. And where am I, but outside of the deathbed, watching from my window as the birds come pouring in from all sides. I watch this awesome display as the birds call like alarms to nothing in particular, as if to weep for their kin, calcified by cold. It's a bird funeral, I tell myself as I make the day's first cup of tea. All right, this next one is Waiting for the Morning Doves, and I wrote this one morning before work. I was waiting for my coworker to come pick me up and take me to work, and I was just like watching everything that was going on like outside my house, and I was just looking at all the trees, like the rush hour traffic that was just starting up, and I'm like, you know what, I can make something out of this, and I did. And this is the result. This is Waiting for the Morning Doves. Bare trees bear the silhouettes of deer antlers against the morning sun of early March. By next week, it will be dark enough at this time for the rabbits to play house, and amongst the dew, the chipmunk cleans his face, My breath forms a pattern in the chill as I watch the first inklings of rush hour traffic, cars and buses plodding along as daylight savings time creeps ever closer. The mourning doves have not yet arrived. Their flight was delayed due to cold weather. Still, we anticipate the leaves and flowers and the newborn season of spring, even as winter takes its last cold stand. Alright, so this next one is titled The First Queer in Outer Space, and it partially deals with my experiences as a queer individual, and it's also half inspired by the story of Laika. Does anybody know the story of the dog Laika? She was a Russian dog that was sent into outer space and was never meant to come back down. So I just got inspired by that. I was like, she was never meant to come back down. And I don't know, it just kind of affected me so much that I drew from both of those experiences and combined it into this little piece right here. So this is titled The First Queer in Outer Space. I was never made to return to Earth. My sole purpose is to find my own home, to run out of oxygen myself, lest someone cuts off my breath for me. I am strapped down in the capsule, bolts digging into my skin as the door closes. I am not to receive a send-off, no salutes or awards for my time above the world. I am born only to die again. Countdown launches before I take my next breath. I feel the capsule shake with each number. Roaring engine fire fills my ears, deafening me as I begin to rise above the ground. I stare down at the people below me. They stare at me too. But there is no waving or blowing of kisses or wiping away tears with handkerchiefs. There's only blank stares and standing statuesque as they grow smaller, smaller, smaller. I look down from orbit, resting my eyes on my old home. The Earth shines in her natural beauty, unlike my satellite, created unnatural by the hands of a lower power who fathered me before my mother could impose her ideals on me. I am stifled by the silence, my heart pounding, a metronome of dying. I disconnect myself from the capsule. I know now is my time to go. I dive like a swimmer into the ocean of darkness, feeling all at once the chill of the void and the warmth of the stars. Floating among these light-based stars, I ask of them, is there love in your heart for one who is doomed to live amongst you forever? And the stars, one by one in reply, reached their dusty hands out to me, gently caressed each part of me, and closed my eyes like a freshly dead corpse. I heard the unanimous whisper, welcome home, sweet starman. All right, let's see which one. Oh, here's a fan favorite. This one is titled How to Be a Human, and it kind of deals with the same concept, but I guess it speaks to anyone who has ever felt like out of place for whatever reason. So, this is How to Be a Human. Number 1, look at the stars and realize how far you have come. You're a long ways away from your home planet, so get used to this new life as a foreigner. You might not get to go back until you fall asleep forever, your body returning to the stars you were born from. I know you're weary, fellow traveler, but just try your best to make the most of this. Number 2, cry, laugh, cry laughing, and do this often, or as often as you can manage. You'll blend in better when you showcase your emotional side, but don't do this too often, or people will see through even more of your already linen-thin disguise. Number 3, allow yourself to feel everything. Feel the good, a light midsummer breeze, or what comes closest to what humans call love. The bad, biting cold snow on exposed areas of your body, or the crushing despair of abandonment. And the ugly, pain, pure pain, or the realization that no matter what you do, you can never be human enough. All tonight, and that's all for me, folks.
Thanks, Julian, always a treat.
Of course.
Great to have you back.
Thanks.
Okay, we're gonna continue. So